look up to a great man in the industry that is true journalism and media. And of course, one amazing director and producer. Martin Kigondu is the producer, and John Sibi-Okumu is the man that I'm talking about when it comes to true journalism. But this time around, they're promoting an amazing play called Meetings, okay? And we'd like to get into the nitty-gritties of that. Karibuni, gentlemen.
Asante sana.
Thank
Asante
you.
sana.
Yeah, well, I'll start with John. A quick introduction of how you do your introductions.
A quick introduction.
Yeah, quick introduction for those people who don't know you.
Okay. In this particular instance, I'm talking to you as a playwright, and one of my plays, Meetings, which I wrote 3 down. I've written 6 original plays, is going to be revived starting tomorrow, Friday, all the way till Sunday at the Alliance Française de Nairobi.
Unaona ameshaanza kutuchenga. Simeona Martin. Martin, quick intro.
For me, in this instance, I'm the director and producer of John Sibi's plays, which we are definitely honored to stage as Prevail Presents, which is a company. And asante for having us, Maze. Yeah.
I'll begin with you, John. Putting together not even one play, but a body of work as large as yours, and having worked in the industry as long as you have, what would you say is the biggest change you've seen in the industry over the last few years? A positive one at that. Because something from an outsider's perspective, we see so much growth, and we're like, you know what, I want to go see this, and I want to go see that, and my friend is putting on a play here, and my friend is in that one. But as an insider, what changes have you seen?
The biggest change, Mariam, is the idea of things being professional. So we began dinosaur years ago doing amateur dramatics, and the understanding was that you did it for love. So, passion.
Yeah.
That's changing, and the paradigm now is that one can actually make a living from all this. And people are taking it seriously, as I'm sure Martin will elaborate. Yeah, it's gone professional.
Martin, kindly elaborate.
I wouldn't have the best place to say how it was years ago, but I joined the Phoenix Players 2009, somewhere there. Right before that, I'd been doing set books. Yeah, and before I joined the Phoenix Players, where John had been Mwalimu had been there for years, and he'd been there way before me, I could see the difference in terms of, again, the seriousness to which the players took their work. So that is still there, but now the industry has opened up in such a way that we now have to consider so many other different facets. At the end of the day, it is a business, so you sort of want to make profit. We are still yet to get there fully. We are on our way there. So I'd say the industry opening up, now we have to do so many things. We now have to do media tours and social media and all these different things. Back in the day, at least at the Phoenix, it was patrons who'd been there for years just coming and watching. The promoting didn't have to be as much. The numbers didn't have to be as big. But now, now we are trying to get the O2 arenas, like bigger spaces. Yeah, we're trying to make it as global and as professional as possible. I'd say that for me would be the biggest difference. And of course, it comes with its challenges, but we are here for it. Yeah,
I think it's worth saying that in those bad old days, because there's Martin saying he was around in 2009. I first appeared on the National Theatre stage as Romeo in a production of Romeo and Juliet in 1973. And at Phoenix Players, whenever we did this amateur dramatic stuff, the understanding was that for each show you'd be paid 100 shillings. You'd go for auditions on your own bat. That's because you love it. And you'd rehearse for so many weeks. You do the production for 11 times maybe in a run, and at the end of the day you'd be given an envelope with 1,100 shillings.
Wow.
Now I think possibly there are actors who won't get out of bed unless you give them 7,000 bob a show. So it's moved on in purely capitalistic terms.
Yeah, that's a lot of growth. I'll ask this one specifically to you, John. You're a multi-potentialite. I think you've done so many things. Playwright, actor, journalist. You've hosted shows. How do all these things feed into each other? And is theater your greatest love? Because whenever I interview actors, a lot of them will be like the stage or TV, and so many are just like, you know what, my first baby is the stage.
I guess that's a valid answer for them. I think the linkage, for a lot of these things, Mariam, goes to the idea of school and teaching and the influence of teachers.
Yes.
And I just happened, by good fortune, to have had teachers who really got me plugged into the word. Maneno, kuzungumza, na kusoma. So I was a bookworm, pretty nerdy, and all these things are linked. Because if you have proficiency with the word and in self-expression, then it's one step to go and express yourself on stage, another thing to do it in front of a camera, another thing to do it in a TV show. But the thing is that you're wired to talk.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for some people, they find that difficult. I find it really easy.
Okay.
But it's because the legwork, the sort of hours and hours that you're meant to put in, that have been put in over the years.
They say 10,000 hours. I'm pretty sure you've done that and more.
Yes, the whole Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah. We've got some I Say Tripego coming your way, but we will be back with conversation with Mwalimu John Sibi-Okumu and Martin Kigondu in just a minute. Of course, seeing the theatre scene, talking about the theatre scene in Kenya and how much it has grown, and of course their work that they're putting out over this weekend that we cannot wait to hear about. Get into the music. Of course, if you want to ask them something, tweet us at NationFMKE, at Mariam Bishar.
Brian_Aseli.
Nossa, nossa.